Thank you very much. Just now, I think Eugene missed out on one hotspot, which is Iskandar Malaysia. So, afternoon, everyone. Maybe before I start my presentation, just would like to see a show of hands. How many of you actually know about Iskandar Malaysia? Okay, better than this morning. And how many of you actually own properties in Iskandar Malaysia? Oh, not many. Okay, so hopefully after my presentation, you will all become property owners in Iskandar Malaysia. Okay, just an introduction first. Iskandar Malaysia is actually one of the 5 economic corridors established by the federal government in Malaysia. This is Iskandar Malaysia, which is the southern part of Peninsular Malaysia. And we also have in the north, in the east coast, and one in Sabah and one in Sarawak. Okay, we are strategically located just like Singapore. You can see, even though we highlighted Nusa Jaya here, but actually I will show in the next slide that Iskandar Malaysia is actually bigger than that. But many people are confused, even Malaysians. They always think that Iskandar is Nusa Jaya. Maybe because there is a Kota Iskandar in Nusa Jaya, so they thought that is Iskandar Malaysia. But actually, the whole thing is Iskandar Malaysia, 2,217 square kilometers. You can see it's actually to the north. This is already Sedenak area, so that is how big Iskandar Malaysia is, which is about 3 times the size of Singapore. And currently we have a population about 1.6 million. And we target by 2025 to have 3 million population. So if we combine with Singapore population of about 7 million by then, we will have a region of about 10 million population. So that's big enough to be a new economic powerhouse. And also, we have 5 flagship zones in Iskandar Malaysia, A, B, C, D, and E. A is Johor Bahru city. B is Nusa Jaya, which is the only greenfield area in Iskandar Malaysia. And then we have C, Port of Tanjung Pelepas. D is Pasir Gudang and Tanjung Langsat. And E is Senai Skudai. So the other 4 are actually brownfield areas. So that's why you see more of new projects, and the big catalyst projects are actually located in B, Nusa Jaya, because it's greenfield, so you can do a lot more things there. And this is our economic framework with a vision to become strong, diversified, dynamic, and global. We have actually 9 economic sectors that we call our promoted sectors. 5 of these are actually the traditional economic sectors, manufacturing, etc. But we also have 4 new economic sectors, which is more service-based. So these are actually health services, educational, financial services, and creative industries. Later we'll show you what are the projects happening in Iskandar Malaysia based on these 4 new sectors. Again, these are the 9 promoted sectors in more detail. And the 5 flagship zones all have their own strengths, based on the characteristics and so on of each zone. So you can see the economic clustering are all different. And for Johor Bahru city centre, because of the relocation of the state government offices to Nusa Jaya, so now we are actually retransforming Johor Bahru into a cultural and heritage centre. And I will show you later what are the programs we are doing there. And these are all the major projects and investors in each of the 5 flagship zones. Okay, I'm from IRDA, which stands for Iskandar Regional Development Authority. So what is the role of IRDA? Okay, we are actually a statutory body established under an Act of Parliament, which is the IRDA Act. And we are supported by both the federal as well as the state government. You can see we have 2 co-chairmen. one is the Prime Minister of Malaysia, and the other one is the Chief Minister of Johor. And this is our governance structure. And our roles, our major roles are three: to plan, to promote, and to facilitate investments in Iskandar Malaysia. You can see the state government is actually in charge of the whole of state of Johor. And in Iskandar Malaysia, we have 5 local authorities, and they look after their own areas. So we actually come in to coordinate the development of the whole of Iskandar Malaysia, covering the 5 local authority areas. But we don't actually take over anybody roles or functions. We come in to add value to coordinate the development of Iskandar Malaysia. And we don't actually duplicate any of the other agencies' functions. Okay, so far our achievements, you can see these are in terms of numbers. Legoland, 1 million visitors since its opening. And then Kota Iskandar. In terms of investment, so far it's already breached the 100 billion ringgit mark, so it's now about 113 billion. We have 13 universities, 18 hospitals, and we have 2,000 boats that visited Puteri Harbour Marina. And then since 2006, we had created about 500 over 1,000 jobs. And also we have ancillary police officers. And then in terms of infrastructure, amenities, and social, I think if you've been to Johor lately, you can see there's a lot of new roads and highways, which actually improve connectivity within Iskandar Malaysia. And this also helps to push property prices up because of the better connectivity and so on and so forth. And we also have our own public housing. Actually, nothing much compared to HDB. It's about 1,500 units, which we only rent out, we don't sell. So this is actually a new model, but we hope to actually replicate this into other locations also. And these are the educational projects. You can see we have a mix of local and international universities. This is healthcare and biotech. So we have Regency Hospitals, Gleneagles, and so on. Okay, creative industries will be catalyzed by Pinewood Iskandar Malaysia Studios. This is a JV between our Hazanah National and Pinewood Studios. So I'm sure you all know that Pinewood Studios are the one that produce films or movies like James Bond, Harry Potter, and so on. So hopefully in the future you can see these movies being produced, being filmed in this region, and maybe even have James Bond from Singapore or from Malaysia. And if we have Hollywood in US, Bollywood in India, maybe we can have Jollywood here. Okay, in terms of tourism, of course Legoland is already open, but the hotel will be opening soon. It's almost completed. And also they will be opening the water park. This will be by this year also. Okay, now I will go in each of the flagship zone. This is flagship A, which is JBCT. So the first project we are doing here is the Sungai Segit. This is under our JB transformation program. So I'm not sure how many of you know about the reputation of Sungai Segit, which is not something to shout about. Actually, it is one of the most polluted river in Malaysia, maybe the second or something like that. But now we are going to turn it into one of the cleanest river in Malaysia, and turn it into a recreational area where you can actually do boating and so on. So this is the first of the projects we are doing under JB Transformation. And these are the other projects undertaken by private developers. Flagship B, as I mentioned earlier, is Nusajaya. So this is the new state administrative center, Kota Iskandar. Actually, they moved here back in 2008, so it's been there for quite some time. And latest is the CIQ Putri Harbour. So from here, actually, people can take a ferry to Batam, Bintan, and even Singapore. And then we have the indoor theme parks, Traders Hotel, and so on, Legoland. And also Medini is in Nusajaya, which is Flagship B. These are the high-end residential area. And Edu City, where we have a mix of international universities. But instead of the whole university, we only selected the best faculty that they have. So for example, like Newcastle, we only take their medical faculty. And then Raffles University, Netherlands Maritime Institute of Technology, and then like Reading, we only take their management faculty. Southampton University, only the engineering faculty. And they share the common facilities in Edu City. So that's the model that we created. Except for Marlborough College, because they require a big tract of land. So they are outside of Edu City on their own. They have their own campus. These are the other universities, and you can see some of the common facilities, like the stadium, the International Student Village. And this is Pinewood, which will be opening soon, before end of this year. And the latest project in Nusajaya is called Gerbang Nusajaya. So this is where this project, Motorsport or Auto City, together with Peter Lim of Singapore. Okay, Flagship C is the Port of Tanjung Pelepas area. This is more logistic and oil and gas hub, but as well as an ecotourism project, because this is where the Ramsar site is located. Ramsar is actually an international convention of wetlands. So this area has been actually designated or gazetted as one of the Ramsar sites, which is Pulau Kukup and Tanjung Piai. And we actually working together with the Singapore state government on a twinning project on ecotourism, whereby this is twinned with your Sungai Buloh. Flagship D is actually on the east side, Pasir Gudang. So these are, there's also another education hub here, but this is more on the local universities and so on. And then there's also another port there, Tanjung Langsat. And this is so far the single largest foreign investment in Iskandar Malaysia from Spain, which is called Baharu Steel. Flagship E is the Senai Skudai area. So these are some of the projects coming up there. Of course, the whole premium outlets, if you like shopping, I'm sure you have been here. And this is Senai Airport and Senai High Tech Park. Senai International Airport now do have flights to Indonesia and so on, because previously there were no actually international flights. Okay, now some updates on the investment. You can see our development are actually segregated into 3 phases. Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3. So in Phase 1, we targeted 47 billion of investment, but we achieved 56 billion. And now we are in Phase 2, where we target 73 billion. But we have achieved more than that, which I will show you later. And by 2025, our target is to reach 383 billion worth of investment. So this is where we are now, since 2006. we have reached, or we have breached the 100 billion ringgit investment. So we are now at 111, or actually now 113. And these are the breakdown in terms of the investments. So manufacturing is the largest, and we have others as well as properties. So this is a further breakdown, pie chart showing the breakdown of the investments. Again, you can see manufacturing is the biggest, followed by residential properties. And in terms of foreign or local investments, you can see initially there were more foreign investments, but slowly the local investments took over. So now actually there are more local investments than foreign. Again, this is a breakdown of the investments. Okay, who are the foreign investors? So you can see here the top one is Singapore, okay, followed by Spain because of just now I mentioned the Baharu Steel, which is the single largest investment, foreign investment in Iskandar Malaysia, and from the other countries. And now we are focusing more on the service sectors here. And these are some of the targeted countries where we want to bring in the investments from. So in summary, you can see that actually we are strategically located, but we don't want to compete with Singapore. We want to complement you and probably work together towards promoting this region as a new economic powerhouse. And we have the infrastructure which are keep on improving, because you can see, even though we already have, we have seaports, airports, and so on, but we are also talking about linking the Singapore MRT with Johor Bahru. We are talking about linking Kuala Lumpur with Singapore with a high-speed rail. So the infrastructure keep on improving. And we have solid government support and commitment from both the federal and the state. And in terms of investment returns, we are still cheap compared to Kuala Lumpur and of course compared to Singapore. So the entry cost for investment is still low, but the upside potential is great because of all of the things that you have seen. And one thing different when you talk about property investment, I think some of you who actually own properties or have bought properties in Iskandar Malaysia probably had some negative experience also. But that was before Iskandar Malaysia. Now with Iskandar Malaysia, you can see we are not just actually coming up with properties, but we are also creating economic activities which will create jobs, and this will actually increase the population and create more demands for the properties. So hopefully by this, the experience that you have, the bad experience like oversupply and so on and so forth, will not happen again this time. So with that, I thank you very much.